Blast me to Bermuda! It's time for episode 9 of Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. Hello and welcome back to Mad Merlin's Imperium journey. We are on issue 9. So in issue 9 we get 13 models, parts 1 of 2. So we learn about Necron Warriors and Necron Scarabs, how the Space Marine chapters are organised, and have a new action-packed playthrough. So, first off, let's have a look at our models. So this is the sprue we get. It is one half of the sprue from Indomitus, as well as the same sprue you get in Command Edition, the Necron Warriors box, and pretty much everything else. So here we have 2 Synoptic Scarab Swarms, which go on the 40mm bases, and we have 4 Necron Warriors, which will go on the 32mm bases. So each warrior has the choice of 2 guns, either the Gor's Flayer or the Gor's Reaper. He also has a choice of 2 heads. And if you remember back in issue 2, you should be able to also mix and match the bodies if you are careful, doing a little bit of extra clipping and making sure you glue components. There we go. So let's get right down into the nitty gritty. As always, I've already filled out my battle records. So, contents list for this issue. We have a warrior phalanx, a squad of Synoptic Scarabs. We learn all about the Ultramarines chapter. We learn about the Age of the Witches, the Soulless cohorts, and we also have a fold-out section about chapter organisation. We learn to build our Necron Warriors, and then we have a playthrough duel in the depths. So here we have the page for the Necron Warriors. So the Necron Warriors form the core of the Necron Legions. They go to war in phalanxes, standing shoulder to shoulder. They lumber forward and target their unfortunate foes with steady fire from Gorse weapons. So it explains that all Necron Warriors fight in groups known as phalanxes, which are formed up of 10 warriors. Although in the official full codex you can take squads of up to 20. Each squad is identified by a glyph, which would appear on the Triarch rank on their torso. You've got the full glyph of the dynasty, and then each of the different phalanxes is a breakdown or subsection of that glyph. At the bottom it explains the 2 different types of weapons. Focus a bit better, that's better. And on reverse we have our battle record. So my phalanx designation is the Gilded Scourge. They are under the command of my Necron Overlord, Cormac the Stormbringer. They are cohort number 1, which I rolled a d6. Anything odd would be a 1, and anything even would have been a 2. I got a 3. And for the phalanx cohort number, I rolled a 5, re-rolling 6s, and of course, for future units, I'll re-roll any I've already rolled. Their battle damage are fractured skull plates, which is good because I like giving my Necron Warriors damaged heads. And for their gifts from the Eons, they have reinforced necrodermis. I will work on a glyph separately. I need to look up any specific glyphs that match up with the Sautek dynasty. Okay, onto the Synoptic Scarabs. Excuse me. So the report about the Necron Scarabs was fired by the Inquisitor Leonid Rostov. Rather Obi-Wan Kenobi looking kind of guy. It details how the Scarabs move about. They've got the little anti-grav plates underneath them that help them float. They're often used to repair parts of the Necron complex, as well as repair units of warriors. And they attack with their claws and mandibles. As opposed to well as Canoptic Scarabs, you also get the Mind Shackle Scarabs, which are used to control mortal minds. Then you also have the Nano Scarabs, which live within inside the bodies of Necrons and will help improve their self-repair. So for my battle record, the unit designation is the Bone Strippers. They have improved sensor systems as an enhancement. They have their protocol is to devour all intruders, and when they get in battle, their battle protocol is to swarm the largest foe. And they haven't done any fights yet, so they haven't consumed anybody yet. Okay, that's our battle records done. Now we learn a little bit more about the Ultramarines. Courage and Honor, the code word of the Ultramarines. Though their exploits upon the battlefield are stuff of legend, the Ultramarines are more than mere soldiers. Each is well versed in tactics, statecraft, and diplomacy, as they are with the blade and bolter. So the Ultramarines have a unique unit called the Victrix Guard. They exemplify the Ultramarines' training in the arts of statecraft and warfare. Handpicked by Rabute Gilliman, they serve as his personal honor guard, as well as acting as diplomatic envoys to his allies. A little bit more information about Macragge and the Ultramarines, dating back to their days in the Heresy and their early days of the Great Crusade. How they're respected, a few notable names like Manias Calgar. And we got some personnel reports of Squad Sylvestus. So I got Imanad Titus is a battle brother, also known as Old Man Titus, has served for 120 years. Brother Callistus, who's a battle brother, known as the Flamebringer, served for 97 years. Brother Garrus, also a battle brother. The Falcon of Maya, has served for 77 years. And Alcius Dolor, battle brother, son of Iscaria, who has served for 40 years. And a little bit more information about their backgrounds as they've served throughout the Ultramarines. Now we go into the Age of Witches, explaining about the opening of the Great Rift, causing more Psykers than ever to be known throughout the galaxy. Breaking the Imperium in two, the Inquisitors of the Order Hereticus find themselves pressed as never before. For it is their duty to combat humans who begin to manifest dangerous psychic powers. So, Sisters of Battle and the Order Hereticus Inquisitors have got their work cut out. And of course, it's not just human Psykers. There's the alien Psykers, such as the Eldar, and the Chaos worshipping mutated traitor Psykers. And next we have a little bit more information about the Necrons and the Solus cohort. So this is detailing on the industrial world of Coronar, being assailed by Necron legions of the Psytech dynasty. Determined to conquer the new territory, noble Necron commanders summon the Solus cohorts and advance upon the frozen planet, determined to claim it in the name of the Silent King. Nice little bit of background information about one of the many encounters of the Necron race. And we got a report done by a member of the Tech Priests of Mars. And that's that. Our last bit of information is our foldout sheet. I'll have to go up a little bit to fit it all on. But this details how the chapters are organised as dictated by the Codex Astartes. So, beautiful fold-out section. Nice to see the old Terminator models alongside the new Aggressors, Intercessors and Reavers. It goes to show that the old stuff is still just as good looking and just as useful as the older stuff. Got remnants of 3rd Company at the back there, which should be what my army is painting up as. I've recently found a box of Inceptors, which I'll be using to paint up and add to my army. And I definitely wouldn't mind getting myself some more repulsors. So I have a little bit of detail about chapter command. So at the top of the chapter is obviously the chapter master, or in the case of the Ultramarines, the Primarch. We got the Reclusium, led by the Master of Sanctity, the head chaplain. Librarius, in this case ran by Chief Librarian Tigurius. The Apothecarion, run by the chapter's apothecaries, where they train and learn on the arts of medics and the Master Apothecary. Then we have the Armory with the Tech Marines and the Master of the Forge. 1st Company, which is the Veteran Company. And then we have our Battle Companies, 2 through 5. So, the Battle Companies are responsible for undertaking the bulk of the chapter's fighting. The Warriors, who make up a Battle Company, fight in 6 battle line, 2 close support, and 2 fire support even, I can't read. But each Space Marine has fought all 3 roles during their service in the companies. When a battle company goes to war, its squads can don a variety of arms and armour to fulfill any task the conflict demands. You have your reserve battle line companies, which is 6th and 7th Squad. Your reserve close support, the 8th Squad, 8th Company. Fire support company, the 9th. And then your scout company. So when any Space Marines fighting in the Vanguard, Phobos armour, as well as scouts and the new Primaris Neophytes. There we go. And last on the back, the Crimson Fists. One of my favourite chapters of all time, ever since I first started getting into Warhammer. That's it for this issue's background lore. Next we have the building guide. So I'll just grab my tools. I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so we're all set up ready for this week's build guide. I will not be making you sit through building all 4 Necron Warriors and Scarabs. That will just take way too long. I will do the rest off screen, along with the 5 from issue 10. 6 from issue 10 even. I can't count. So first, we'll start with issue 9, and we will build one of Scarab Swarm, and we'll build one of the Necron Warriors. So I want parts 52 and 51. So 52 is that rock just there. So you simply clip our way around the component, holding onto it so we don't lose it. Taking our mold line remover, we'll remove any remaining sprue tabs and any mold lines. I'm starting to get the hang of this mold line remover, but I still prefer the knife. I ended up having to go back over my Necron Overlord from last video, as I had missed quite a few marks and needed to clean it up. So on the reverse we have the 2 thick pegs, which go into the 2 holes just there. So next we need parts 51, which are the Scarab Swarms, which is this Scarab Swarm down here. So make sure you look for any fragile areas like the little claws. Just brace the component and snip as close as you can get to it. There you go, the rest are on the fairly large carapace, so we can easily start cutting. Put the cap back on. And we're ready to clean these up. I'll get that with the knife later on. And then we just push the 2 pegs on the underside into the 2 peg holes on our stones, gently pushing it down so it gives them, miles away from the camera, gives them a nice hovering appearance. You can of course leave them high up so you can paint the undersides, or you can push them a little bit further down. Either way, I suggest not gluing these down until you have detailed your base and painted the undersides. There we have the first unit in the bone strippers. Now let's move on to building one of the Necron Warriors. Excuse me. So we will build our first Necron Warrior using a 32mm base. And he uses components 1 through to 5. So let's start by getting part 1, which isn't on the sprue. I should have made a note of that first. We only have components from, looks like the 30s onto the 40s. So in that case, we will build. We'll go for number 3 here, number 31. So we want torso 31. Then we want arm 32. There he is. And we'll go for gun 33B, which is there. Time 19 minutes, almost finished. Just get these roughly cleaned up. I'll finish up cleaning up off camera when I build the rest of them. There. I think that is all the mould lines, at least the ones I can see. Might be able to see better if I put my glasses on. Only slightly. So, as I mentioned in video 2, don't forget to remove the small nub just here at the top of the right arm, as this will help with removing the arm during the painting process, and it will also help if you want to use different arm combinations to get some different poses. But for this video, we're just going to build things straight and simple. So we push the left arm into the peg, pushing it down gently, letting the guiding nub slot into place. We can then put butterfingers. We can then put the gun onto the support arm and let that rest in place there. So next we want parts 35 and 34. So 35 is up there. And 34, oh, look at that, perfect battle damaged skull plate. So there we have our torso ready. All we do is simply push the peg on the back of the head into the hole on the rear of the head, like so. Then push the peg on the inside of the torso into the hole on the front torso. And finally, we can slot him down onto his base. There you go, he's a happy little Necron Warrior, ready to go purge the galaxy of all those filthy humans and any other race that they come across. So there we go, that is a coverage so far of issue 9. I will be filming the battle report shortly. Thank you very much, and goodbye.